introduction to Python and Java programming. So as you can already see, so Python and Java are two main say programming languages. So we are going to talk about them today, and agenda for today is as you can see. So we will first go with the introduction, then we'll study the current trends that are going on in this technologies, the state of the art, or say the features which are there in Java as well as Python. Then we'll go for the technical content that's there. So that's not very big, but yeah, it's somewhat detail of technical content there. Then we'll go for the job roles, the market that are there for say the new developers, and how industry has different roles going forward based on the experience. Then we will go for the solution providers, the one who are actually providing solutions in those languages, and then some case studies of customers using Python and Java, and finally how to get into this domain. So yeah, that's the agenda. So we'll move on to the next slide. So yeah, now as you can see, this is a tech cloud of all different languages which are being used. So the larger the characters means they are more used. So as you can see, Java is already booming. So yeah, Java is most largely used in various applications around the world. And even you can see Python nearby, so it's increasing. Say currently it's having a large market uh, space than compared to other languages, and yeah, it's competing Java and yeah, getting neck to neck with Java. So yeah, somewhere around say the both languages, and then we go to the next slide, and there we would have the introduction. So yeah, let's go to next slide. Yeah. Okay. So as yeah, I already mentioned, so Java and Python are already say two hottest programming languages in the market currently. And the main reason for being it is their versatility, efficiency, and automation capabilities. So versatility as in say they are use cross-platform and they have variety of applications. So they are very versatile and can be used in different applications. And these languages are around since say 2 to 3 decades, and yeah, that's why they are being trusted and everybody knows that they are more efficient and powerful. So that's how efficient they are. And recently say the automation has started in the market, and there are various technologies supporting automation. So Java and Python are the leading runners there, and they have this way flexibility within their languages. So that's why they are capable of automation. So moving to the next slide, where we will see some background or say some facts about Python and Java. So say yeah, if anybody can guess which is the oldest one. So as you can see in the screen, Python is in a 1991 version. Um, it was a high level programming language, so it was quite readable and easy to program in plain English. So yeah, and the fact around that is yeah, Python may sound like a snake, but it's not based on snake. So it was basically yeah, created based on a comical group which Guido was fan of. So its name is Monty Python, and yeah, that's why he named it as Python. So yeah, that was an interesting fact about Python. Now going also to Java's history in the next slide. Uh, say Java was basically yeah created by three of the colleagues, so of James Gosling, and one of the interesting fact about it, say they had an oak tree in front of their. Uh, Nageshwari, can you move to next screen? Okay, yeah. So say they had an oak tree in their office background, and based on it, it was say named oak ideally when it started. Later on, it adapted a name of green, and then finally, just before the release, they changed their name to Java based on Java coffee, which is found in Indonesia. So yeah, that's how it got its name, and eventually it was released in 1995 by Sun Microsystems. And yeah, still till then or since then, it's being used as one of the base programming language for many things. Okay, so this was a brief background, and let's go to the another slide where we will see or talk about current trends in both the languages. Uh, Next slide, please. Yeah, thanks. So here, say in Python, basically, say currently Python is being used more. So Guido just resigned in 2018 from duty of updating Python, and they now have a five-member board which is taking care of Python. But recently there has been lot of digital revolution going on and lot of adaptations happening there. And Python is now mainly used in applications of data science, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. So it's capable of doing many other things, but these are the three things which are currently on rise. And yeah, as you know, these are something trending currently, and there are various applications created around that. So even giants like Uber or Google and everyone are using to do the data analytics stuff. At many places it is used for doing automation and also say yeah upgrading the old systems. So we'll talk about some other things related to Python in applications later. Then for Java, yeah, it's like before, so it's still the same. It's being used in various embedded systems, like say the processors and controllers as a high-level language and connecting to the machine language of those controllers. It is a cross platform. So even Python is cross platform, but Java is being used since lot of say applications. So that's why it's easy when you have a code in Java to interconnect to systems or two different systems. And yeah, using Java is beneficial there, and it creates a more simpler environment. And the last one is our say the enterprise systems basically. So enterprise systems wherein say the big corporates are involved or manufacturing companies and things like having their sales cycle or say the manufacturing details around it, and all those applications related are built in Java, and they kind of have their in-house IT team or say on-premise applications. So that's where yeah basically Java is used currently. So these are some recent trends, and moving on to say the features part. So next slide, please. Yeah, thanks. So here we have say state of the art or main features of Java. So basically the memory management is very good in Java. So no say we don't need to take care of it via program. So it's taken care by the technology, and it's very efficient there. Also, it is say gives high performance. So there are various components within Java because of which they bring out, say, the high performance, or it's fast and speedy. That's what basically is required now in this fast world. So that's how Java addresses it, and it's backward compatible. So meaning, say, there are various versions. So it started in 1995, and say since now there are various versions. Even Java 14 is released currently. So it is always compatible to, say, the last version of Java, like Java 8 or Java 6. So yeah, it's backward compatible, and it's cross-platform. So as you can see, so there are two different languages. So yeah, if there are two different systems altogether, we can use Java and say integrate those cross systems and kind of act as a interface as well as a, say, front end system, and also to connect the back end systems. And the security for Java, this is one of the main factor where the enterprise systems or, say, the big corporates are using it, because this is a more secure system and nobody wants to compromise on security. So it's very secured in that way. So yeah, those were features of Java. Moving to the next slide, uh, we will study about, say, Python features. So yeah, these are some latest features or about Python and how it's being used in 2020. So as I mentioned, so say in 2018, Guido gave it to a five-member team to take care of the framework. So there are constant upgrades in there, and they have various libraries. Even those are getting updated. And as say, yeah, Python is an open source, so that's why it's available and all say the community can also create their own libraries and frameworks on Python. Then yeah, it's used for, say, data analysis. So it's very easy to use. Python is very easy. Then it's also helping in to connect to, say, the database or other programming. Even it is cross-platform, like increase in Python is it's very successful in academics. So say starting from high school to colleges and even say in corporate. So they are using it to train their employees, and it's easy to learn and easy to add. So that's why it's more successful in academics. And yeah, it has a very vast community around the globe, and yeah, and day on day it's increasing. So it's going to go up only, and it's easy to learn or easy to adapt. That's something, yeah. And also it's smoothly integratable with other programming languages. So say, yeah, Python has also, so they can create a code and that code can be used within Java. So there are various functionalities like that are already available, and just like Java, it can seamlessly integrate with another programming languages as well. Okay, it's free of cost, so that's already, say, open source, and even Java is open source. But say there are various frameworks, say, which are built by leading companies, so that's where they bringing licensing and that cost. Whereas, yeah, but eventually both of them are open source. So yeah, nowadays Python is increasing. So there has been gradual rise in Python users currently, and yeah, it's multifunctional. So it's being used from, say, creating desktop apps to web applications to new, say, technologies or say frames like data analytics or artificial intelligence and machine learning. So yeah, these were some features of Python, and we would now go more deep or say have a comparison about both technologies, how they are different and how they technically work. So going to the next slide, please. Yeah. So see, as you can see, there are three main differences. So Java is a compiled language, whereas Python is an interpreted language. So what does a compiled language mean? So in Java, before running it in the actual environment, you would have to compile the code that you have written, and then only it would be interpreted at runtime. So that's why say Java is a compiled language. Whereas in Python, you don't need to compile. So whenever you run, it's already compiled when you start writing the programs. And when you run, it directly gets interpreted. So that's why, yeah, Java is a compiled language and Python is an interpreted language. Then say the second point is object oriented. So both Java and Python are object oriented and they have their different capabilities, but Java has some more. So there are basic functionalities like encapsulation, say abstraction, and various other things which are used in Java, which makes it more object oriented and more strong compared to Python in that sense. Whereas Python is more of a scripting language, or say, yeah, say you just write code and it's like a script. You run it and it would run efficiently. But we, even in Python, we can integrate, say, OOPS, or say OOPS stands for object oriented programming, yeah, concept. So yeah, so they also have OOPS capability. Uh, then the last point is say Java is statically typed and Python is dynamically typed. So this is some basic difference of say programming. So statically type here means, so in Java, if you want to use any values or assign values to any variables, those variables have to be declared first. If they are not declared first, then they cannot be used. So you would have to first create a declaration of them and then later use it. So in that sense, Java is a statically typed language. Whereas in Python, it's dynamic. So dynamic as in you can declare the variables anywhere and also you can use it as in when you like. So there's no need to follow a structure as such to declare them first before assigning values like Java. So these were some say basic or technical difference between two languages. And say, yeah, I mean both are better in their own ways. So it's not say one is more good than other or thing like that, but both are, yeah, I mean good in their own terms. So now we'll go to the next slide wherein we'll look about Java. So yeah, as you can see, uh, here I have this structure wherein we show how say Java code is compiled. So we talked about a compiled language and interpreted language. So here any code that you write is with .java extension. So test.java is a Java file. Then you have to compile that code, and in case say it doesn't contain any error, there only it would compile and create a .class file. In case there are error, it won't compile. So you have to correct that before compiling. So that's where Java is different from Python. And once you have, say, the class file after it's compiled, you can use the interpreter which is called JVM, Java Virtual Machine, and then yeah, it runs on desktop or PC or any server or anywhere else. So and say the class file which is created, they are say Java bytecodes, and this class file makes them platform independent, so it can be used on any other platform provided they have JVM running. So yeah, and that's how say Java program technically works. Then we'll see about Python in the next slide.